Good morning to everyone. Okay, so since we were discussing the substitution income and price effect for a given good, so we will continue with the discussion today and we'll finish this off today itself. Okay. So, what we were discussing yesterday regarding given good, it is that the given good, in the case of given good, with the increase in price, there will be increase in the demand as well as in the demand also. And at the same time, if the price falls, the demand will also fall. So this was the scenario in the case of given goods. Taking this law into consideration, what we will taking this into consideration, we will have to plot the budget line, the indifference curve, and we will have to plot the movement following this rule itself. Okay. In the case of a given good, the positive income effect is stronger than the negative substitution effect, so that the consumer buys less of it when its price falls and buy more when its price increases. Here what happens is the income effect. No, this change in real income happens if the price of the good falls or increases. So that effect on the real income which occurs due to the change in price is actually stronger. That is positive, no, going in the same direction. One is increasing, the other is also increasing. One is decreasing, the other is also decreasing. That means they are going in the same direction, so they are having a positive effect, isn't it? So this positive income effect is actually a very stronger one than the negative substitution effect. Substitution effect is always negative, because here what happens, when the price of one good will fall, it will be substituted, the other good will be substituted with this good. That means if price of good X will fall, then the consumer will shift towards buying more of X, and how will he shift? He will substitute this with Y. He will replace Y and substitute with this one, with X. That will happen. That's why the substitution effect will always be negative. But here in this case, in the case of inferior good, we saw that the substitution effect, which is negative, is stronger than the positive effect of income, and thus the total income effect became negative. But here what we will see is the income effect, which is a positive one, is stronger than the negative substitution effect. That is why the consumer will buy less when the price will fall. This did not happen in the case of inferior good. So this will be illustrated in the figure. Suppose X is a given good and the initial equilibrium point is at R. So this is what we always started with in the case of substitution income and price effect. So here also we will start with the same concept, where we will say that the budget line PQ is tangent to the indifference curve I1 at the point R, and thus R is the equilibrium point. Equilibrium means here the indifference curve I1 will be tangent, or vice versa also you can say, if the budget line PQ will be tangent to the indifference curve I1. Okay. Now what will happen if the price of X falls? Okay, so now what will happen if the price of the good X, which we have plotted in the whose movement of quantity we have plotted in the X axis, and the movement of good Y we have plotted in the Y axis? What will happen if the price of this good X, which has been put in the X axis, actually falls? If this falls, then the consumer will move to the point T of the tangency between the budget line PQ1 and the curve I2. Now see, when you're shifting this, no, when you're shifting this equilibrium point from R to T, you have to keep in mind that this point T will be towards the left hand side. Okay, will be towards the left hand side of the previous equilibrium point. Will be at the left hand side of the previous equilibrium point. If you draw the equilibrium point at the left hand side, then what will happen? Then when you are drawing the perpendicular from this point which you are drawing in the left hand side, that is T, when you draw perpendicular on the x-axis, then that point, that perpendicular point, or the point at which the perpendicular drawn from T is meeting the x-axis, is actually less than the previous point. What I mean is, I think it is clear to you. If not, you can unmute and ask. Previously it was at R, right? This line, no, this you draw it at a little bit towards the right. Okay, this is not actually the tangency is happening here, no? Okay, no problem. When you're drawing it in your copy, I saw a few of your copies yesterday also. You drew it correctly, although, but this tangency point, you keep it specific. Okay, here in this diagram, this tangency point has been drawn over here, but I think the tangency is happening here. So when you're drawing, you clearly draw it. Okay, and keep in your mind that this point T should fall at the left hand side of the point R, so that when you're drawing the perpendicular and it touches the x-axis, that point is less than the previous point, that is the point B. The point B is coming from where? It is coming from the previous equilibrium point, that is R, and when you drew a perpendicular on the x-axis, this point had occurred. Okay. So this OB should be more than OE, rather OE should be less than OB. Okay, why this is so? Because here the in the case of Giffen good, it is happening. So when the price of X is falling, the consumer will buy less of it. And he will shift his concentration focus towards the purchase of luxury goods or the non-essential items, which are expensive also, because now he saw that his real income has increased, purchasing power has increased because the price of the essential item has fallen. So what he will do, he will shift his focus towards buying some luxury items which are quite expensive than the essential items. Okay, so that is how it will happen. And the demand for the good X, which we considered as a Giffen good, that will fall. His demand for that good will fall. Thus, he will shift towards the left hand side of the previous equilibrium point, so that when you draw perpendicular, that perpendicular point perpendicular point gives you a lesser quantity than the previous point. Okay, and this shift is movement from the point R to T. This shift from R to T, we have done it for the rest of the two types of goods also. This movement from R to T is nothing but the price effect, whereby he reduces his consumption of BE amount. Previously he was consuming OB, now he will consume OE. So how much is he reducing? OB minus OE, that means BE or EB, you can write. Am I clear? Previously he was consuming OB, now he will consume OE. So there is a fall in the consumption of good X.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, we can't see your screen.
Huh? You
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
see?
No, ma'am, we can't see the presentation.
No one can see.
Yes, ma'am, we can't see.
No, ma'am, we can't see.
But it's showing me. Okay.
No, ma'am, it stopped suddenly.
Since when? Since when it is happening?
Ma'am, now we can see.
Ma'am, we can see now.
Now you can see, right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
It paused. I don't know why. Automatically it paused. So can I continue? Could you follow me, or shall I repeat again? Shall I repeat? I don't know till when the screen was visible. So shall I repeat? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Please repeat.
Okay. Okay. So we were doing for the Giffen goods, the price effect, substitution effect, and income effect. And just a second, huh? Something is wrong with the screen presentation. Just poke me, okay? Whenever you are unable to see the screen, just tell me there, okay? All right. So when the good X is a given good, then what will happen? If the price of good X will fall, the demand for it will also fall, right? Now, in order to plot that in the diagram, what we will have to do is, previously, so we will draw this budget line PQ, and it will be a tangent to the indifference curve I1 at the point R. That is just the same like other goods. And in the next step, when we are saying that the price of good X is falling, in the previous two cases, what we did, we increased its demand and we drew the next indifference curve towards the right hand side of this indifference curve, that is I1. But here what we will draw is, we will draw the indifference curve towards the left hand side of this point of this indifference curve I1. Why? Because if you draw this indifference curve towards the left hand side, and this tangency we are bringing it towards the left hand side, then when you plot this perpendicular, that perpendicular point on the x axis will fall short of the previous perpendicular point, that is B. Okay, so this is the only difference here in this diagram from the previous one, first difference. Okay. So previously the budget line was PQ and it was touching I1 at the point R. Now the price of X has fallen, so the demand for X will also fall, and thus the perpendicular will shift, the tangency will shift towards the left, and it will occur at the point T. And when you're drawing this perpendicular, this movement that is occurring due to this movement from R to T, when you're drawing perpendicular from both the points T and R, and you're putting it on the x-axis, a movement is occurring from B, it is moving towards E, right? So this movement from B to E is nothing but your price effect, whereby we are saying that the consumption of good X has fallen from B to E. Okay. Just a minute, okay. Okay, so this movement from the point R to T or from B to E, which is decreasing, this effect, this movement is happening due to the price effect. Okay, this is the price effect in the case of a given good. Now we will isolate, because that is our objective. We'll have to isolate the substitution effect. So in order to isolate the substitution effect, the increased real income due to the fall in the price of X is withdrawn from the consumer. Now, as usual, we will withdraw the increased real income of the consumer, because his real income increased, and due to this different characteristics of the good, he chose to buy some other type of good, and he stopped buying good X. Because no, sorry, he didn't stop buying, he kept on buying his general quantity, but his real income had increased, because he was paying less for the same quantity of X. So his real income is increasing. That is called real income, which is the purchasing power. So now what will we do is, in order to isolate this substitution effect, this increased real income which is happening to the consumer, which is coming to the consumer due to the fall in the price of X, will be withdrawn from the consumer. How will we withdraw? We will draw the parallel budget line MN. This is how we withdraw. No, in the last two cases also, we drew a budget line MN which is parallel to the last budget line, that is PQ1, not PQ. Again and again I am telling, when I am discussing this part, again and again I am telling that this parallel MN should be parallel to the budget line PQ1. Okay, that means the budget line towards which we shifted when the real income of the consumer had increased. Okay, so we are drawing the budget line MN, and forcibly we are bringing down the real income of the consumer, and then we are forcibly bringing him towards the previous indifference curve, that is I1. But now the tangency will occur at a lower level. So when you're drawing this budget line, be very, very careful. You may have to erase and draw, erase and redraw, erase and redraw, like that you might have to do, but this should be very, very clear and specific. That is tangency, which is going to happen to the same indifference curve I1 with the new budget line, which we are drawing forcibly by making it a parallel to the budget line PQ1. This MN budget line should be tangent to the same indifference curve I1, that is the first indifference curve, but this tangency will occur at a different level. This drawing should be very, very clear. I will check all your drawing once we meet in college. Okay, it may happen that in the next month, that is in the month of November, I may call 10 of you each day, and we will maintain social distancing and sit apart in the classroom, and I will check all your copies. Okay, after the puja vacation I will do that. I will take permission from the higher authorities, and I'm going to do that, so that we can have a personal interaction also. We didn't have any personal interaction, so each day 10 of you will be called, and throughout the 1 week, that is Monday to Friday, you will have to come to college, and at that time itself I will see all of your notebook. Okay, whatever you have written. I hope you are writing everything in a single copy. So you'll have to bring that copy to college, and I will just review that. Okay, till today or till that day, whatever will be done, I will review that. Okay, so be very, very clear and very careful while drawing this diagram, because this diagram is the most important part in this discussion, in this topic. Okay, so on that note, let us move ahead. Now what shift is happening from R to H, we can say. Now this shift from R to H, just a minute, okay. Okay, so we are withdrawing the real income, increased real income of the consumer by drawing the budget line MN, which is parallel to the budget line PQ1 and tangent to the original curve I1 at the point H. As a result, he moves from R to H now, isn't it? In the indifference curve I1, he is moving from R to H along the I1 curve. This is the negative substitution effect. Okay, this is happening due to the negative substitution effect, which leads him to buy BD more of X with a fall in its price, real income being constant. We are saying that the real income is back to I1, but this shift from R to H is happening due to the substitution effect, because the price of X is falling and he is buying more of X, and he is buying OD now. He was buying OB, but now he will buy OD. This we are forcibly doing in order to isolate the substitution effect. Okay, real thing that is happening is he is buying less. He is buying OE, not OB. or OD. He's buying OE, isn't it? He's buying actually OE. But in order to isolate the substitution effect from the price effect, we are forcibly drawing the parallel line, and then the tangency is occurring at a lower level, so that lower level or towards the right hand side of the original equilibrium point R, so that when you are drawing the perpendicular, this point D will fall towards the right hand side of point B. If it is falling towards the right hand side, it indicates that more of good X is being purchased now. Understood? If the point falls on the right hand side, that means now more of X is being purchased. OD is more, right? OD is more than OB. So from B to D, there is a positive movement. And from B to E, there was a negative movement. It was decreasing, so negative. And when from B to D, it is increasing. So this is a movement which is, positive effect. Positive effect was the first one, because when price was falling, quantity demanded was also falling. But now when we are isolating the substitution effect, when the price of X is falling, the demand, we can see it is increasing, isn't it? So this is a negative movement, isn't it? It is a negative effect. Let us not call it a movement, let us call it an effect, because this is a negative one. When price is falling, demand, we can see, is increasing. Now, as a result, he moves from R to H along I1 curve. This is the negative substitution effect, which leads him to buy BD more of X with the fall in its price, real income being constant. So this is a negative substitution effect that is compelling the consumer to buy more of X, and he's buying more. How much more? He's buying BD amount more, isn't it? He was buying OB, now he will buy OD. So it is increasing by BD. This confusion, in this part, if you have confusion, you note somewhere, and in the month of November, when we will meet, we will discuss those points face to face, okay, in real. Then to isolate the income effect. Now, substitution effect we have isolated. Let us isolate the income effect now. In order to isolate the income effect, when the income that was taken away from the consumer is returned to him, he moves from point H to T, so that he reduces the consumption of X by a very large quantity, DE. So now let's say we are returning the real income to the consumer, which was taken away from him, and we are taking him back to the point T. He was at T, right? He was at a higher indifference curve. But towards the left hand side, that is a different thing we drew in order to make the quantity less. But the indifference curve was at a higher point. So we are taking him back to the higher indifference curve, I2, and we are shifting him back to T. So this movement from H to T, there's a big shift or not? There's a big shift, isn't it? There's a big shift. So that why it is happening? Because he is reducing the consumption of X by a very large quantity called DE. What is DE? D is happening due to the perpendicular drawn from H, and E was already there. E, we drew the perpendicular from T to E. So this big movement from D to E, because he is decreasing the consumption of X by a quite a large quantity. This is nothing but the income effect. And this is a positive income effect. It is decreasing, no? With the fall in price, it is decreasing. So this income effect is also positive. Price effect was positive, substitution effect was negative. But price effect was quite stronger than the substitution effect. So the overall income effect became positive. Understood? Because positive effect was quite stronger than the negative effect. This is the positive income effect, because with the fall in the price of the given good X, its quantity demanded has also been reduced by DE via compensating variation in income. You have to mention this, okay? When you're discussing about the income effect, you have to mention about the compensating variation in income. In other words, it is positive with respect to price change. That is, The fall in the price of good X leads via the income effect to a decrease to the quantity demanded. This will happen in the case of given goods, not in the case of inferior or normal good. Okay. Thus, in the case of a given good, the positive income effect is stronger than the negative substitution effect, so that the total price effect is positive. That is why the demand curve for a given good has positive slope from left to the right upwards. Thus, the price effect BE is equals to DE, which is the income effect, plus minus BD, which is the substitution effect. Why we are writing this minus point? Because minus sign, because the substitution effect is a negative one. But we don't write negative in the case of income effect because it is a positive one, as well as price effect, which is happening due to the stronger positive income effect, that is also going to be positive. Okay, you go through these things that you have already written. I think 80% of you had written already, I guess. I can only guess now because I cannot see your copy. So if you have written this, it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so once again you go through all these three things that we have discussed so far. We have taken 2 weeks to discuss these things, but it's all right because things should be clear to you. Time we have ample time in hand. Your session will go till March, so time we have, but the discussion, but the concept should be clear to you. So once again tonight you go through the substitution, income and price effect in the case of normal, given and inferior good. Okay, go through it, and if you face any difficulty, just note the points. Note the points. Once we meet physically, we meet personally, then we will discuss those doubts of yours. Okay, all right then. That's it for today. Let me quickly take the attendance, and those who will say yes ma'am, they will leave the class and join the next class. Okay. Yes. Abhay?
Yes, ma'am.
Aditya Shaha?
Present, ma'am.
Alsaba? Aman? Aman Goel and
Yes,
Aman
ma'am.
Sharma. Ananta? Angela?
Present, ma'am.
Someone of you had texted me saying that you are a new entry. That's why your name is not there in the ERP. Today, you please again tell me, okay, what is your name? I'll see if I can add you in the ERP. Anish Agarwal, Anisha Singhal,
Yes, ma'am.
Ankit Kithania, Anmol,
Present, ma'am.
Anmol
Dharam.
Lama, Bhavesh, Bikash,
Yes, ma'am.
Vishwadeep, Charu,
Yes,
Chirag,
ma'am.
Deepika, Girish,
Yes, ma'am.
Himani,
Present, ma'am.
Jaya, Kashish,
Present, ma'am.
Meghna,
Present, ma'am.
Mehul, Parvin,
Present, ma'am.
Muskan,
Yes, ma'am.
Muskan 59, Neha, Nikhil, Nishita,
Yes, ma'am.
Nupur,
Present, ma'am.
Piyush,
Present, ma'am.
Pragati, Prageshwar, Prashant,
Present, ma'am.
Pratham,
Yes, ma'am.
Preeti,
Present, ma'am.
Poonam,
Yes, ma'am.
Ronak, Ravi,
Yes, ma'am.
Riyant,
Present, ma'am.
Riya, Rohan, Ronak, Sahil, Shama,
Yes, ma'am.
Srishti,
Yes, ma'am.
Sneha, Saurav, Agarwal,
Present, ma'am.
Srishti,
Present, ma'am.
Suhana,
Yes, ma'am.
Sujit,
Yes, ma'am.
Subneet, Swati, Swayam, Tanya,
Yes, ma'am.
Yash, Yashika.
Ma'am, yes,
Yash,
present.
Yash present. And Yashika? Okay. Anyone else? And the one whose name is not there in the
Ma'am, it
ERP?
was me. Ma'am,
Yes. Tell me your name.
Shreya Gupta.
Shreya Gupta. Okay. Okay. Tonight I'll see. Okay, if that can be
Yes,
added.
ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank
Excuse
you.
me, ma'am.
Yes.
Actually, I had network issue, but I have texted you in comment box.
Okay. What is
For
your
attending.
name?
Al Sabah.
Sabah.
Al Sabah.
6 सेकंड फिर से बोलो.
Al Sabah.
Al Sabah. Okay. Al Sabah. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.